Hey everybody, we're back in Vancouver for another 14-day quarantine because I'm about to shoot the second season of Space Force. Very exciting stuff. So all of us are here, we're in different places, different apartments. I'm in this 31st floor apartment in Burnaby, which is basically like a new Chinatown in Vancouver. I mean, honestly, entire Vancouver is Chinatown. That's why I love it. But it's no big deal because the food is great and I'm gonna eat. Not just for me, but for the people. First of all, let me thank everyone. I just reached over, I think, 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. Incredible. You guys just watching me doing some stand-up and then just doing dumb stuff like eating and cooking, you know? I want to do more stand-up for you guys. I'm going to get back into it soon, maybe after Space Force. But I couldn't because of the pandemic. It seems like cramming everyone in a small stand-up comedy club should be the last thing to go back to normal. And I ain't mad about it. I've been doing a lot of writing, doing a lot of thinking, got some new material coming up. And of course, if you guys haven't seen it, watch this special, good deal on Amazon Prime, the entire thing. Okay, so tonight I ordered from Han's Wonton House. So they have a few locations. I got this one from downtown Vancouver. Han's Wonton House. It's kind of like a fast casual joint. But a very authentic Cantonese food. That's a great thing about Vancouver. You don't have to pay a lot of money and you can get great Cantonese food. So Wonton House, as promised, of course, I got the Wonton Noodle Soup. So let's open up every little thing, see what it is. Oh, got some lo mai gai, got some late night dim sum. I'm very excited about. Oh, got some, of course, shrimp dumplings, Har Gow, all the staples, you know. Oh, this is Hong Kong street food favorite, Singapore fried rice noodles. Oh, got some sesame on it, which I'm not too used to. This is just vermicelli noodles with curry kind of powder, basically. And we got some Siu Mai, some beautiful Siu Mai here. Oh, comes with a little soy sauce. This is so exciting. Like, not in a lot of cities you can get this stuff at like 8 o'clock at night, you know? And now we got some wonton soup here, so I'm sure the wonton is hiding in here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, got the spare ribs, the black bean spare rib pie. What? Oh, this is one of my favorites. And they put, looks like they put a little, what do you call it? Lam gua, what do you call that? I lived in America more than half of my life now. And still certain words I can only say in Cantonese. You know, I still count in Cantonese. And counting in Chinese Cantonese is so much easier than English. You know, it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's no 11, 12. You don't have to learn words for that. 11, it's just 10, 1. 12, it's just 10, 2. So easy. Why are Americans making it so difficult? Oh, and we got the wonton Cha-Shu Noodles. You see that? This is beautiful. Looks very authentic. I'm gonna pour the soup in this. Today, I'm not gonna use utensils. I got so much stuff. No, I need to use utensils. I'm not just gonna use my hands. I'm not an animal. Although, nothing wrong with using your hands also. But I'm saying I'm not gonna use real dishes and plates. So now, let's see this. Pour that baby in. Oh, the soup's still hot and warm. I like it when, I guess it's mandatory now, whenever you order ramen and noodle, you have to separate it, or else it's gonna get soggy. And last but not least, I got some Hong Kong kailan, just like you know, little steamed or boiled kailan with some, of course, oyster sauce. Now let me taste this. I like to taste oyster sauce like drug dealers taste cocaine. This is good. This is the salty, very salty variation. Not super seafoody, not super oyster. I gotta say this is the panda one, not the better one with like the 2 Asian people on a boat. You know what I'm talking about? You know, we'll put an image on it. The panda one's the cheaper one with more salt and MSG. And the other one, the 2 Chinese people on a boat, that's a more higher end, authentic, good shit. So, I mean, it's fast casual, you can't expect anything. But the quality of this all looks incredible. So I'm not complaining. This is a good sign. This is how you know this place is not messing around. They have their own chopsticks, Han's Wonton House. And of course, their own napkins and everything. Oh, this place is great. It's just so easy and simple. It's kind of like, I was gonna say like a Chipotle of Chinese food, but like more authentic, I'm sure, because this is legit. So let's try the Cha-Shu Noodle first. Let me mix up the noodles here. Get them all nice and mixed in. Oh, yeah, that's right. So let's try the noodle. This looks like very legit wonton meat. Mmm. 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 Nice and eggy. Got a nice bounce to it. Just like the cafes in Hong Kong. And even through the delivery, because they separate the soup, it's still bouncy and it's still fresh. Oh, the soup got a nice sweetness to it. Maybe they put star anise in it or something, some kind of spice. Mmm. I'm guessing it's like a chickeny pork broth, and then of course mixing with the char-siu, that gives it that sweet porky flavor too. Mmm. Oh my god, this char-siu is good, dude. I'm not gonna say it's like the best I ever had, but it's really, really legit. Mmm. And now let's get a piece of wonton. Usually I have some chili oil. I don't think it came with any. Let's see here. Yeah, no chili oil in sight. I can use some myself, but let's just try it as is right now. Mmm. Mmm. Really tasty, authentic. Just a little bit of pork with a lot of shrimp, mixed and salted very well, the fillings, and it tastes that little bit of sesame oil flavor. This is super good. Mmm. Very authentic. Mmm. Mmm. Oh my god. Mmm, so good. So easy. Something I can like eat every day. Mmm. And try Skyline. Mmm. It goes perfectly with the noodle. And it's so simple. Let's break open this little soy sauce container. Once again, I'm gonna taste it like a Colombian drug lord. This is just regular Sangchao. It's not like your dim sum soy sauce where it's like a little sweeter. It's just very standard soy sauce. See, I don't get why they put it in this tiny container. Like it barely fits. Kind of doesn't fit. Let me tilt it. They should put these in fatter containers knowing you're gonna dip your whole dumpling in here. Let's try this Siu Mai. Wow, some juices actually dripping out from a Siu Mai. Mmm. That skin is really fresh and thin, that yellow skin. It's still handmade. I know there's like a bigger company, but they still hand make everything. The pork inside is nice. I don't taste too much shrimp. I think it might just be pork, but this is really good. Mmm. Once again, not like the best thing I've ever had, but for a fast casual place, really freaking good. Mmm. All of this stuff, I think with delivery was only like 60 bucks, so it's definitely not expensive. Pretty good deal. I kind of can't stop eating this noodle. There's a right amount of oiliness in it, especially mixed with the char-siu. So beautiful pork ribs. Mmm. Very nice. Flavor soaked in, perfectly half fatty and half lean, with that little piece of bone still in there. And for people that aren't Chinese, didn't grow up with these, a lot of our food has bone in it. I just grew up with it, you know. Even chicken would chop through the bone. But I remember a lot of my American friends, it's like, I'm not used to eating chicken through the bone. Like, that's weird to me. I'm like, maybe it's like survival of the fittest. If you're gonna die and choke on a bone, you know, maybe I'm just a little more superior than you. Or I shouldn't say that. We shouldn't say that we're superior than people. Maybe you're just a little underdeveloped as a person. Mmm, really good. A little chewy, but really good flavor. If I have a side of rice, that pork rib would be super clutch with the side of rice. Let's try the Siu Mai. The Siu Mai shape looks really good. Didn't really break. A lot of times Siu Mai would stick to the bottom of dim sum tray and break. This looks good to me. I mean, I poked a hole in it. There's not really any sauce in it. It's not a soup dumpling. Just a little bit. This Sangchao is very salty, so just a little bit of soy. Mmm. Oh yeah. This ramen is structured. Unlike the Siu Mai with the thin yellow skin, this is a thicker rice-based skin. Translucent, light, but I don't know how to do it. I mean, dim sum is such like a thing that you go out to eat. You don't really make at your house. I don't know how to do it, but it's like the right amount of kind of oiliness, but still healthy. The oil is almost just like a flavor to the dim sum. Very nice. This is comfort food, man. This is really nice comfort food that I can eat every day in Vancouver. I mean, I can't believe it. It takes me right back to when I grew up in Hong Kong, and I'm eating this stuff late night. Now let's try the Singapore noodle. It looks very well seasoned. Every strand is nicely yellow. So this comes with chopped char-siu and a little bit of shrimpy and just some scallions and stuff. Let's try this. Smells perfectly aromatic, just like, I don't know if this is actually like a authentic Singapore dish or not, but it's definitely like a Hong Kong cha chan tan, like a Hong Kong cafe favorite. So let's try it. Perfectly, it's that curry powder that everybody uses in Hong Kong for like the fish balls, the udon, and like everything. It's not, I probably wouldn't say it's the most authentic curry, but it's Hong Kong curry. The quality of noodles here, whether it's rice noodles or the egg noodles, it's just really clutch. Even through delivery, it's holding up very, very well. And you know what? Oh, this food is a balanced diet. They always say eat different color food. You know, we got veggies, we got noodles, we got the yellow, we got translucent, little pink, we got the pork, we got the red over here. We're good. And now, about to break open one of my favorite dim sum things. This is the lo mai gai, the sticky rice wrap with chicken and sometimes mushrooms, and let's see what they got in here. Chinese sausages. Oh, this looks good. You see the pork here on the bottom? You can see the pork kind of leaking through. Oh, let's see. Let's break this baby open. Oh, this is nice. So it's mostly like ground pork in here. Still very soft. A lot of these things get hard if you don't eat it right away, but still very soft. It's just like mushrooms and ground pork. That's more or less what's in here. Let me add a little soy sauce. A lot of times there's Chinese sausages or, you know, oh, you see there's a piece of tiny Chinese sausage here. Not too impressive. The color is a little bland, but it's still good. And a lot of times they put like a little bit of a hamdan, a little bit of a salted duck egg in here that really enhances the flavor, but this is good. I gotta give it a score. First of all, $62 for everything, including delivery fee. Good deal, great deal. This is very legit food, and they don't overcharge you in Vancouver. Generally, it's just kind of expensive, but American dollar is pretty strong compared to Canadian dollar, so you kind of get like a $20 discount. I mean, 20% discount, you know, when you come to Canada. So that's pretty good. Good deal, first of all. Second of all, Jimmy score, the taste. I gotta say, it's not the most like fancy or high-end. It's not supposed to be. It's just good Cantonese food. And this stuff, I mean, in North American standards, this is really, really good. I've had better, but I also pay more money for them. This, as a casual dining experience, everything is very authentic. You know, I'm guessing it's Chinese owned. It's a chain. I usually support like smaller businesses, but this multiple location, it's probably they just grew it because it was so successful and good and well ran and clean. Inside of it's very clean. You can tell. I mean, how could it not be clean? You know, with the Hans Wonton House logo, it's just a well-oiled machine. This company. I should meet the owner. I don't know. I'm gonna get in contact with somebody here. But Jimmy score for the taste, I'm gonna give it a very lucky 8.8. Very high score. I love it. It's so comforting, so nice, so well done, so clean, and so authentic. Hans Wonton House. Highly recommend it. You guys go try it next time you're here. Growing up in a Chinese household, dinner is always served, even a simple house dinner, with 4 dishes of rice and a soup. My dad and my mom worked very hard every night to go to the market and then buy the fresh food and then make it. It's so incredible. And Americans, we're like, oh, I can't even do this. I gotta order those meal prep apps and maybe I can make a salmon. Oh, honey, you made a salmon tonight? That's so delicious. Oh my God, you're the best wife ever. That would be the worst wife in Hong Kong, man. One dish, some dry ass salmon you baked in an oven because you read some online recipe. Pfft, that's grounds for divorce. You need 3, 4, 5 dishes. 5 maybe for a special occasion. Every night, 3. I need to see a veggie dish, a little stir fry, and some meat. And then rice. And then rice. You know, cooking is mandatory in a family. I don't care if it's a man or woman's job. I'm not saying that it's a woman's job at all. My dad did most of the cooking. I do a ton of cooking myself. It's just a human job. It's a family job that everybody appreciate. You know, we're like, oh my God, you know, I can't cook. I don't cook. That's like cool now in America to say, oh, I don't cook. Because I'm a millennial. I don't cook. I just order out. I got Uber Eats. I got money. I got disposable income. That's shame. You should feel so much shame when you say that. You can't cook, that means you can't feed your family. Tired of this, man. Everybody needs to learn how to cook. I expect 3, 4 dishes on my table. And maybe that's why I'm single.